So I'm not 100% sure if the sound will come across correctly. It seems to be working. Let me see. You can hear it? Okay, cool. Yeah, this overlay requires you to have borderless windowed, I think, so I usually play in full screen, so it's a little bit tricky getting the stream to work correctly. But it should be all working. You can see, can you see the overlay? You can see the overlay, perfect. Overlays are really strange when it comes to streaming because sometimes they don't show up. But yeah, so welcome to the Blizzard Watch stream of this new overlay for Overwatch. Oh, when I press tab, it cycles through. It's a new Advisor GG, I think is the name of the company that released this overlay for Overwatch, which I think they started testing it a few months ago, where you could you could send them a VOD, basically a video of your gameplay, and they would use information on the screen. Actually, let me go back into the practice range really quick. They would use information on the screen, so like the kill feed and like your own stats, which I don't think we can actually see in the practice range, but we'll see. We'll play some games in a second. And they use that information to essentially give you tips on what to do. In the VODs, I think it would just tell you things like, you know, if you're playing DPS, oh, you need to focus a target more or something. Or if you're a healer, maybe you need to heal more instead of dealing damage. And maybe tracking ultimates better. All these things are basically skills you would want to learn as an Overwatch player to improve at the game. But now it has a real-time overlay that will tell you these things based on that same information. And there's been some discussions on Reddit and on Twitter about whether or not that maybe is cheating, because essentially this computer, this overlay, this program, is telling you information that you would otherwise sort of have to learn by playing the game. So stuff like ult tracking is really important when you're playing the game, because you obviously can anticipate an ultimate that will maybe kill like all of your team members or something, and maybe you use an ultimate like Zenyatta's Transcendence to save yourself from the Genji Dragon Blade, right? So it's information that the game doesn't outright tell you. Usually you would have to learn from just like checking the kill feed in the top right. But now that information might actually be... actually, hold on. Let me change this overlay really quick. But it's information now that should be maybe explained via, I don't know, like basically who knows if this is okay to be explained to players through a program. Oops, I'm moving the game. Because it seems like it might actually be unfair if you aren't already doing that stuff yourself. Like maybe it's too much of like an advantage, because one thing that came up in I think some of the discussions is like an aimbot essentially is aiming for you, right? Like obviously it's a player's skill to be able to aim. So if you have a program that can let you like aim, you know, with assistance, that seems like maybe it's not fair, and it's a little bit fuzzy, I guess, when it comes to tracking ultimates and stuff. But if the program can just say, hey, Pharah has ult in 10 seconds, maybe that's not fair. So we'll see. I haven't used it. I'm not sure the extent of what it'll tell me. I think you just press tab within the game and it sort of explains to you. Yeah, like see, it already knows I'm in Ilios. What do we need? Maybe we need another healer. I'll put Lucio here. This is a game that's already going on. See, but here's another thing. This is actually a really good example of where this game, this overlay isn't going to have any idea that this game is already going on, I think. So I'm not sure that it's going to have very accurate information. So my frame rate's a little iffy. Hopefully it's not too bad on the stream. They do have a Widow over here. So what do they have? So they have a Widow, Pharah, Soldier, Ana, Zenyatta. Okay. So Like at this point, because this game's already going, I was kind of going to try to explain sort of what is in my head after, because I have a lot of hours in this game, and I feel like I'm pretty okay at tracking ultimates. I'm kind of curious what the game, or sorry, not the game, the overlay will explain to me. And if it's better than my information as a player. So like right now, our Widow died to the mine, so, you know, their Widow might have ultimate. I'm not sure if she used ultimate. So what is it? So what does it say if I press tab? Okay, so it tells me, yeah, okay, my death, my healing per minute, my defensive assist, and this is information that I think is just taken from that bottom part of the screen there, which is just a bunch of stats that you usually get to look up at. I'm not sure if I can't. I mean, I don't think the overlay should be able to have information any other way. So far it hasn't told. Oh, we have a Mercy now. It hasn't really told me anything super useful. Okay, it didn't tell me Pharah had ult there. I actually had no idea. Help Sombra. Your Sombra has died 3 times to enemy Pharah. That's a funny way of putting that. So like, okay, what does that tell me if I wanted to improve at the game? Helping our Sombra deal with the Pharah. Well, she is a hit scan, so part of her job would be to try to kill the Pharah. So I guess helping her would be like maybe sticking with her and trying to heal her more. But otherwise, I'm not sure what that really tells me, because it could just mean that our Sombra is, you know, maybe always in bad positions and getting killed by the Pharah. I'm not sure that's something that I can fix. Other than being Mercy and maybe like pocketing her. I'm not sure what I can do as Lucio. Doesn't seem so far, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of information that you would want to know in the game, like during the fights. Like right now, I'm not gonna press tab to learn, you know, exactly what I actually need to do within the thing. Hold on, sorry, I just tabbed really quick. So it seems like the Pharah is our issue, so maybe that's what you're supposed to take away from, you know, the Pharah killing our Sombra a bunch. Because one of the other things I saw discussing this overlay was that instead of maybe telling you things like your deaths, your average healing, maybe it should ask you questions about and to sort of help teach you instead of just telling you what to do. So it could do things like, you know, do you think that, like, is there a way to maybe deal with the Pharah? Because, like, essentially, like, if I actually really want, okay, we'll take this thing's advice. If we really want to actually deal with this Pharah, I should probably be Zenyatta. So that way I can Discord the Pharah, and then hopefully our hit scan, or maybe even our Pharah, or not our Pharah, our Diva, can kill her. I'm not sure if that's... We'll see. We'll see if it actually works out. I mean, technically Zenyatta is a better pick. Unless I can get a bunch of boops, but I wasn't getting a bunch of boops. That elusive's really low. Up for Mercy. Nobody's kept the point yet. Oh no, bye Diva. Okay. See, like, right here, I feel like it should say, it should know based on the visual information that we don't have the point and that, like, 4 of us are dead. It should probably say something like back up. I feel like that's... Or maybe get ult charge and die. I'm not 100% sure about the information it's giving. So I am not used to this lower frame rate, but I'll deal with it. Oh, the Widow ulted. See, and also like, okay, I guess they can't take audio information, but the Widow ulted, which would mean, you know, we can't really peek her. It's not smart to. I'm a little bit stuck. Yeah. Okay. Finish one game with a Zenyatta compared to your own averages. That's interesting.
Repetition is the path to mastery.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the uses of this overlay. It doesn't even seem that, like, I guess I'm a little shocked so far that it doesn't seem super helpful already.
Sniper, fight toe to toe, you coward!
Okay, they tranced. It didn't tell me about the trance. Yeah, we don't have the point. It would be bad for me to trance here. But it is sort of last fight. Group up with your team. Yeah, see, that's not a... Group up with your team at 99%? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So far, this overlay just seems very useless. Post-game. Okay, we'll try this. Okay, this is interesting. So maybe this is... So I guess it seems like we need to play multiple rounds as a single hero. Does any of this stuff do anything with my mouse? No, it doesn't. Yeah, don't trickle when it's that far into the game. Seems like a bad advice. Weapon accuracy. To be fair, I don't play Lucio, but... Yeah, so there's not a lot of information here yet. What was it? Equals, but yeah. Ooh, that's a little rough. I came into this game late and I had silver limbs. Yeah, it's a third-party thing. I think the website's like visor.gg. It's in open beta, so it's not finished, but I think they've been working on it for a little bit. Plasma Cats is taking a break.
Traveling to Horizon Luna. Prepare to attack.
We'll play Ana here.
Select your hero.
I'm kind of curious what it says for the several roles, like tank, healer, and DPS, but we'll see. We'll start with healing. I wonder if I should... We'll see. It's hard because it doesn't... They said they'll support full screen soon. The problem with not playing in full screen is there's input lag, and there's also, like, it kind of affects your frame rate, which is something I'm definitely dealing with at the moment.
Never stop fighting for what you believe.
But I can deal with it. It's just a little rough. Also, hi, Farza.
I can't stand you hackers. You give those of us with skill a bad name.
Good skin, Diva.
You know that isn't the kind of hacking I do, right?
We've got a Bastion. Ash Ketchum. It's a good name for a Bastion.
Alright, game face on.
So we have a Bridget, a Sombra, Junkrat. Okay. This is very quick play comp.
One. Attack commencing.
They have a Hanzo.
Objective A.
Let's see. So they have a Widow. Sounds like they have a... No, it's not fair. This is Zarya.
I'm securing the objective. Anyone want to join me? Thanks.
This is going to be a little tricky to move in on because of the double sniper. I'm probably going to die walking in here.
I will keep you healed.
Lost our Diva mech. Slept the Widow, but let's see if our Bastion actually survives. We're gonna have to like spam him this game. Okay, that works. Just keep the Bastion alive until he isn't alive anymore. I don't think I can kill that Zarya. Okay, this would be a situation where if I can actually get out, which I don't think I can, where most of our teammates were dead, it would be best to just group up, because it's going to be really hard to push this point without 6 people. Even if they were down a few.
I'll rest when fighting is done.
Okay, so there's more information. I'm not sure exactly what that tells me yet, but we'll see.
I keep you here.
Taking the objective. A little help would be appreciated.
Heal up.
Our monkey's gonna go in, I'm gonna nano him.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
I have your back.
Sit here and pocket this Bastion.
He's almost ready.
Our monkey died. Okay. Did we lose it? Oh yeah, we did lose our Diva. Well, the Widow ulted.
Oh, you.
They used. I don't know if they have grab. Probably not yet. She just killed the Sombra maybe.
Sniper.
We are scattered. I guess that tip was correct. I don't know if we're trickling yet. We'd be trickling if it would be trickling if our monkey goes in at the moment, or if I went in, but I wouldn't say that's trickling yet.
It's quiet.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Can't kill her.
60 seconds.
Hope our Bridget win that fight, maybe? No. I'm ready for this big tire. Yeah, our DPS is definitely trickling, but I mean, it's taking information off of me. I wonder if I could. Yeah, that was I don't know what I can do about that. Let's just nano him again.
Get in there.
We're going to lose. Press the attack.
Where's the... Yeah, the Widow got raised. More Bastion ulting. That's not a bad EMP. I'm just gonna keep our Bastion alive. He's kind of the only reason. The only person doing a lot of damage. Okay, cool.
Fire. Keep out of my way.
I mean, I like the play aggressively, group up with your team. Okay. We'll try that. I don't know why he's asleep.
Sniper, think without him.
So I assume it's getting the play aggressively off of maybe me like solo healing? I'm not sure. And also we don't have a very slow comp. I mean we're not dive, but if we do just move in, it would be advantageous unless our Bastion dies. I think we should back up. It's 2 CP. Hit her. Yeah, I don't think we can do this. I'm very low. The Diva knew. I have to just see if that's thoughts on the command center. I assume you're talking about like the tips, right? I'm not sure if I don't know if I've 100% agreed with them, but they don't seem bad yet. They don't seem like a bad strategy. It's generally good to play aggressively, so that's a pretty easy tip to give. Helping bridge it.
Get in there.
My ultimate is ready.
It's tough because
My ultimate.
I guess the composition we have is very strange. So, like, our strengths are letting our Bastion set up,
You'll be fine.
and having our Winston maybe try to dive something, but it's really hard for him to dive anything because he's just going to die. Because he doesn't have like a Winston, or not a Winston, a Diva to help him. So, oops, I don't want to drop down. A lot of our damage is going to be.
You're powered up. Get in
I feel
there.
actually move in on that. Also, me staying alive is paramount, and also hitting my shots unlike that.
My way.
I probably shouldn't go up here because of the Widow. She's up there. Oh, that's a. She's probably gonna kill me or not. Fire phase ult usage. What does that say? Oh, I missed it. Kind of curious.
I'm on the objective. Rally to my position.
We had to leave her.
Enemy detected.
My ultimate's ready.
Honestly, see, like this? Okay, this is intentionally a little bad because on 2CP you really shouldn't be fighting down like 4 people, especially since we're losing players.
You're powered up. Get in there.
So that technically maybe we should have grouped up, but I'm not sure. Also, this frame rate I have is really good. Oh, the Widow was looking at me. Okay, we got it because the Widow didn't get on it. So what did it say at the end there? Oh, not the tips, the 3 bars. Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what to take away from those. I guess just seeing the average, and I guess maybe over time it'll show like improvements of like healing more and staying alive longer, which are always good things. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Sleeps for 5. I'm not sure. I guess I'm not sure like what sleeps like every minute really tells me, especially since if I were like, okay, if you're supposed to be like learning from Visor, then I don't know, most Annas, if I were, because I have like a lot of hours on Anna, if I were telling you to practice Anna or to learn to get better at sleeping targets, I would just say use it all the time, which is the thing that I talk about a lot. So it's like, if you want to learn how to use sleeps, you should just be using them. It doesn't really matter if you're missing. I mean, obviously it does, but for practice, you would obviously just want to start using them. And I guess that stat would tell you how many you hit, but the regular tab like view tells you how many sleeps you hit. So I guess it maybe just tells you like how many you hit within a minute, and I guess that's just a bar that will get better over time the more you hit. So I guess it's just within a minute it is pretty useful if you want to know like, okay, am I actually getting value out of my sleeps? But the problem is, again, like on top of that, is who knows if you are actually getting value out of the sleeps, because you could sleep stuff and they never die, because that's kind of the end goal, right? Is you want to actually eliminate an enemy. If you just sleep a Diva over and over again, you probably hit every sleep, but she's not actually getting like, you know, killed. So it's a kind of it's a tricky thing. I realize Visor can't know all that information, especially since it's only taking off of visual information, I believe. So I don't think it's a bad stat to look at. I mean, I guess, you know what? I think I kind of like how it tells you a little bit more based on time than just the regular tab menu or tab viewer, but I still don't know if it really gets at exactly how you would improve. But yeah, I assume the bars will just be better, and you can see your improvement over time, which that will actually add value, but you definitely got to use it for a while.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so what do we have? Reaper, Moira, Bridget. Okay. So with this comp, I would say, like a big thing would be killing this monkey when he goes in. Keeping our Moira alive. Killing this. So our shield tank essentially is this Bridget. This Moira is probably not going to heal me because no Moiras heal Annas. So keeping myself alive, because honestly, the enemy team, what do they have? They have a Widow, McCree, so they have a lot of hit scan. So we're definitely going to take a lot of damage because we don't really have like a big shield or a D.Va to eat the bullets. So it's going to be a little bit hard, especially without like how much high damage spam, because they have Widow shots and you also have Junkrat shots. So like, if you really wanted to play this probably in a more advantageous way, you'd have to be kind of aggressive, especially with a Reaper being able to flank and a Genji. Okay, I don't have any tips yet. Kind of curious what the tips are going to be. Okay, see, like right now, I guess I could die on the cart, but the way the ulted us, I can't peek her. But probably just backing up is better than just going to the cart and feeding ult charge, even though I'm only an Ana. Is that the Widow? Yeah, it is. Okay, that was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate tire. How does it function when you make a switch? Yeah, I'll do that actually. Maybe I'll switch to like Mercy or something in a second. Let me Nano first. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what that shows. I assume it'll just show different averages, but I wonder if the end game screen will be different. Need to make it. Okay, I don't want to die to this McCree. Our soldier is dead. Our Roadhog's dead. So we're down 2, and they're pushing it. We should probably just back up. That was actually kind of a pointless grenade. Because I don't know. Our Genji does have ult, but he is dead. Yeah, okay. That's not a bad option or hint, whatever you want to call it. Because it was actually a good way or a good reason to ult there. Because our Hammond was going in, and we did have our ult for a while. Because that is something that actually does happen in games a lot, is people will hold on to their ult forever, and like ults charge slower than, you know, they're the slowest thing in the game, I guess, but you should also be using them to win fights. Okay, this guy probably has High Noon. We stalled it for a second, but okay, so I called that guy having High Noon. The thing didn't tell me. I don't know if it's supposed to. Watch enemy Junkrat, yeah. That should just always be on there. Always watch the enemy Junkrat. He's gonna kill the entire team. We're all in a room. This is really good. I almost have ult again. Maybe I should be watching the enemy Reaper. Okay, they used trans for that. That's not bad. And the Genji's ulting for it, so that's not bad. Yeah, I got this frame rate's really tough. We're having Orisa now. Okay, cool. No tips. Tips yet. I will switch. I forgot about that. Next time I die. I'm sure I won't live long. I died. Okay, yeah, the Widow. She's up there. I don't want to peek her.
Just a scratch, you'll be fine.
Okay. Who even has ult on my team? The Reaper does. I'm having to use grenade a lot to heal because this frame rate is tough to deal with. I usually play on like 144 and I have like 100, which is actually kind of hard to get used to. Also, I realized I would have ulted. I'm gonna die as soon, if she's any good, I'll die. Okay. I cannot play on a low frame rate. I'm surprised I haven't gotten the like you held onto your ult thing yet, because I have had it for a while, but we also have been. I can't with this McCree. Okay, I'm gonna nail it down. I used a lot of ults. Like 1, 2, 3. Does it suggest a swap? I don't know. I'm gonna swap though. I'll try Mercy. I'm sure I'll die. Or Genji has died 3 times as the Winston? What if it's just because he doesn't know how to dash around?
Into the iris.
Let's get you back in the fight.
I guess, but he went into that Winston. I don't know how I can help with a Genji. Especially since they nerfed Mercy, I can't heal through that anymore.
You should be at peak performance. Heilstrahl aktiviert. I'm taking care of that.
Go ulted. I'm not 100% sure where she is. Our D.Va found her. I'm gonna try to damage boost our D.Va here so that she can get ult if she actually ends up shooting at anything. Oh, okay. Because I have Valkyrie.
Let's get you back out there.
I don't know about that res. We'll give it a shot. Let's go.
This is not the end. Sniper, be careful.
Oh, I should have. Okay. No, I will ulting.
Heroes never die. Your support has arrived.
Not get by that high noon. Kill this Lucio maybe. Teammates. There's a Reaper on the right here. Aim, McCree! There you go. Oh, D.Va. It's not the smartest dive.
Let's get you back out there.
Sniper, don't get caught.
Yeah, can't help her.
Damage boost engaged.
Can't help the Roadhog either.
You needed a doctor, but damn it. Powered up.
Yeah, supporting your Reaper is definitely a good tip.
Heilstrahl aktiviert.
Now that's teamwork.
Damage increase.
A little ulted again too. Supporting our Genji though, I'm not sure. He's a little bit of a feeder.
Where does it
So our D.Va doesn't realize I'm solo healing, I don't think, so it's a little tough. I'd like our D.Va to get Mac.
healing stream and
We are down one on my Valkyrie here.
I still need you. Damage boost engaged.
Need this healing group, but oh, I can't.
30 seconds remaining.
Let's finish this.
Okay. It's up 72% from what? My healing is up. From Ana? Just generally. Let's see if I can get this stupid res off. She actually got into mech too, that's funny.
Sniper,
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei der
It's
Arbeit.
interesting, I guess, because there's a lot more going on in my mind. The widow's popping off in my mind than what is being told at me. But I guess that makes sense. Read the text under the bars. Oh yeah.
Play of the game.
Okay, I'm curious what this looks like. Yeah. Can you switch through any of this? No, it's just telling you all of your final blows and deaths. Okay. That's a really interesting way to display that, though. The team fights and if you like which ones you won, because then you could think about like, okay, so like mid map, for example, we lost a lot of fights, which could be for many reasons, but you could maybe take something away from that, especially since there are definitely heroes that are better at certain parts of the map. So like imagine, I don't know, Pharah in the middle of Dorado against like a Widowmaker. That's a hard character to play. So maybe you could learn from that. It takes a lot of like, I guess, work from you to understand that, but you could say like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have like played Pharah, especially since like I'd assume Visor would tell you things like, you know, like watch out for the Widow, she's killed you 3 times or whatever. So I could see that being useful. I'm gonna try like locking my frame rate maybe. That might help. I'm not sure.
Welcome to Blizzard World. Prepare to attack.
Let's give... Should we do like a tank or like... Yeah, I'll try tanking. Tanking for a McCree, a Doomfist, and a Hanzo. A Zen, hopefully not solo healing. And a Torb.
I play to win.
Much obliged.
Hopefully the frame rate's a little bit more manageable.
All right. Game face.
I mean, I wonder if it's just better to play a one hero a lot to really see the graphs on it, I guess, and the like have better information, more contextual information.
Right. Now, do what you were built to do.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
All systems operational. Diva, ready for combat.
But I haven't got any of the notifications about the ults incoming. Is that? I wonder if that's more of a rare notification.
All right. Game face on.
That
I should probably. We'll give Diva a shot. With the solo healing Zen, if I was going to tank, I would say Roadhog. Yeah, okay, so let me pick Roadhog.
Attack commencing. Capture objective A.
Mercury's flanking. Okay, so we already got a pick, and there's a Sombra back here. Gonna have to kind of protect our Zen a little bit. Yeah, the ult one's a little bit rare. Okay.
Matrix activated.
Where's the turret even at? Oh, it's up there. That's a bad turret placement. I don't even need to kill it. It's always hard to kill a little diva. It looks at the kill feed so it doesn't show up there. Actually, my chat is a little cut off. Let me make that wider. Okay.
Charging up. Taking off.
Yeah, if it doesn't show up there, we won't know. Yeah. And the other thing that it would have a hard time with, I would assume, is like, you know, a Tracer could just finish up the last 10 HP on 3 people, and it might look like she killed 3 people when she actually didn't. and maybe doesn't get very much ult charge out of that. Yeah, it's a little hard to... Do we still have his Zen? We do.
Get through this.
He is, yeah. He has armor. I'm gonna try to... No, our Zen.
Ejecting.
I'm gonna die to a tire. Or not, and he will die to a tire. And we have a Bridget now.
I'm back in the fight.
One thing that I feel like maybe would be interesting information to show with this app would be, I mean, yes, I know you can see the or your allies ult charge in the tab thing, but I wonder, it'd be kind of useful if you were Zarya, if it said like, hey, your Pharah has ult, maybe, and we know you have ult from the visual information, maybe you should try to look to use Grav with her. Because that would be kind of interesting information to be able to use without having to like look at the tab menu. Not that it's like hard to do that, but I think it might help Zaryas understand to even track their allies' ultimates, because sometimes that's not very obvious. I'm not sure. I was gonna protect him while he's ulting because he's completely vulnerable. Enemy might have their ultimates in Junkrat. Yeah, he probably does. We have big tanks, and it's not very hard for him to hit us, so I'm sure he does. Now, see, that's kind of interesting too, is that like, okay, the enemy Junkrat has ult, so that means that like with Tyre, with Junkrat Tyre, no support ultimate lives through that, right? So the best thing you can do is either, you know, have one person die instead of 4, and so you would want to like split up, or kill the Tyre, right? So I guess it's sort of letting you know it's going to happen to be ready to shoot at it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to kill you. Also, this guy has Molten Core, I think. It was a very aggressive turret placement, so I assumed he had it. A lot of this, yeah, there's the Tyre. Okay. I mean, we were already down 1, and we weren't really pushing. It's kind of a bad Tyre, but knowing he had it is useful information. Our Hanzo just used his ult, which got a ton of people, as you can see. There's a Tracer up there. Moira's over there for some reason, and I'm sticking with our Roadhog.
Enemy turrets destroyed.
Trying to. This is a bad room with a Junkrat, though.
Enemy turrets ahead.
I have secured the payload.
It's a pretty hard comp to deal with, because if you look at like our Pharah's gonna have a hard time doing much because we don't have a healer that can really heal her, and she's gonna get like poke damage from a ton of stuff and get eventually really low. Is that Somber still in here? There's a trap right there. I would say the Junkrat is probably close to ult again. Don't want her to die. Okay, she got 2.
Time to raise my APM.
She really have. What is that? Okay. She has sticky, maybe? That's what I thought, yeah. Just really aggressive blinks if you don't have sticky. There's Molten Core, okay. And there's Tyre. It's behind us. Interesting. This fight's already lost, I would say. We got 2. Maybe it's not. Junkrat's behind.
We cannot stop now. Move the payload.
Suiting up. Get through this.
I don't think I can protect our Moira long enough. Don't die, Moira. bomb.
Enemy turret down.
They might have EMP. We got two. Two in a turret.
Time to read my ATM.
Soldier might be kind of close too. It's hard to tell.
ATM door number done.
I don't know why we're going like behind them, but you know. Yeah, I feel like that soldier's gonna have ult soon. No mercy. Okay. I could kill the. Yeah, let's just try this. Oh, our mercy died. Maybe that wasn't the greatest ult.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Trapped.
Ejecting.
Okay, there's his. Yeah, I feel like people might die here. Yeah. Sombra. I feel like here we would definitely want to just group up and have one really good fight. So. Yeah. Okay, that's a good tip. Grouping up. That we might not be able to touch. I'm not sure.
Tifa re-engaging.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think so far, just, I mean, I haven't used it a ton. Yeah, I can't touch it. I wouldn't say, like, there were some people talking about it maybe being considered cheating. Honestly, I'm not really sure if it goes that far. It's interesting that it tells you things like there's ultimate soon, which is a little iffy, but it seems rare. And it also seems sort of vague, because you don't... Like, that Junkrat really shouldn't have tired there, maybe, because they weren't even, like, going to lose the fight, so I'm not even sure that that information was really cheating. It was just, like... it was... I don't know. It feels like it was so obvious that he probably had ult that it didn't really... I don't feel like it gave me that much of an advantage. Especially since... I think it... I don't know. Maybe this is per person, but I also feel like maybe it would still be better to understand that information, like, without having to read it, because there's a lot going on in Overwatch, and you don't always have time to just, like, read a bunch of notifications, especially when you're trying to aim. Like, I haven't been playing very intensive characters. Imagine if I was, like, Tracer or something, or Genji. That would be really hard to probably understand, though I guess you might get to the point where you can just see a picture of Junkrat in the notification and assume that the notification is either watch out for him or he has ult. But I feel like that kind of stuff should just be understood sort of just like mentally, just from playing the game. Anyway, so maybe so I guess I'm saying is that maybe Visor isn't really that harmful as people maybe are saying at the moment. Because I kind of understand, like, if it was really advantageous to know when people had ult, maybe that would be a bad thing. But it doesn't, I mean, since it's only going off of the information that you also have, well, actually, honestly, it's going off of less information, because you could actually know if, say, a Reaper ulted when everybody was already low from, I don't know, a Pharah ult. You would know that, like, okay, or not ulted, but he just, like, killed everybody. You would know that, like, the Reaper didn't get very much ult charge out of that. Or if the Zarya killed, I don't know, the entire team, but had maybe no charge. Yeah, it seems sort of late. Yeah, I would agree. But, like, if a Zarya killed a bunch of people but had no charge, she's probably not going to have a bunch of ult charge from that. So, stuff like that, I don't know if it's really going to be as useful as it may look.
5, 4, 3, 2,
but
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that, like, yeah, if you're in, like, a lower rank or you're newer to the game, that information, you're not going to know exactly what to do with it. And it also might not actually be that important. Just because the Zarya has Graviton Surge doesn't mean that it's actually going to kill a bunch of people. She could just miss it, you know? Or maybe there's nobody on her team to actually combine, like, combo with her. So, does it really matter? This Tracer wants me in a mech. Oh, she's a little lost. I'm going to be on a mech, though. Though I do like the stuff about like the Junkrat's an issue because in lower ranks, in every rank, honestly, it's always a struggle to get people to actually like focus on specific targets. And if there is like a target that needs to be killed, like the high charge Zarya, though I don't know if the visor would be able to know that, but a Junkrat or something, that's really useful. Yeah. I guess I like that it's suggesting important things to learn given the information that you do get, but am I gonna not completely dog it out of this tracer probably? Bridge it. I don't want to lose my mech.
Fully operational.
See here, yeah, group up. That's I would agree with Visor. Not a good fight to take. Not sure what that person is doing. I'm not sure who that even is. Is that our... There's two people. Oh, it's our Junkrat. Okay, he got a pick. He also died. Now we're even, but this D.Va's slow, so I would say it's fine to go in on this. Seems like nobody's here. I'm gonna have to hold to get back in. 2-3 tanks. I kind of want to find the cart here, so they don't like passively move it. I want that mercy. Okay. Interesting grenade. Zarya has grab. Watch enemy D.Va. Yeah. She is going behind. That's not a bad thing to say. I would like to try to protect our Hammond, but there's only so much I can do there. This Bridget has ult, I think. In this situation, it's best to just, die on the cart if I can make it to the cart. Might as well just stall it. Plus I'm small. They can't hit me.
I'm not a good loser. Time's out.
Trying to save our Ana here. Should we? Might get killed by that bomb. Yeah, look at that huge grab. Dang, I thought we could contest. Okay, so here I'm just gonna die. I'm not gonna ult. It would be a bad D.Va bomb because it's not gonna get anybody. It's not gonna stall the cart.
I'm not a good loser.
Norfolk. Okay, see. Oh, he's. Wow. I don't know how he didn't die. Yeah, we're grouped up, Visor. Huge dragon. Okay, let's make him use bubble. And then let's just ult. Yeah, but you can. Enemy D.Va's dead, but sure. Mercy's just there. Mercy? Did we just nano the Hanzo? Yes. We should maybe be watching the Tracer, not the D.Va. I wonder if the D.Va is finishing kills that the Tracer is mostly doing. So it says watch the Tracer, or watch the D.Va instead. A bomb here. I don't want this Zarya to get me on a max. I'm just gonna dodge her for the moment. We don't have a Orisa shield, so I can't go behind that. Help Orisa, yeah, I mean. I'd like to. Yeah, helping Ana though definitely is a good thing to do there, especially since she's essentially, I mean, she's not solo healing, but she's a strong healer that doesn't have a lot of movement abilities. Yeah, the enemy D.Va definitely was waiting for the grab, I think. But the first grab didn't get anybody, so I think she just didn't use it. Thanks, I'll watch the enemy Tracer.
Play of the game.
I would say, based on these games, I still think that, like, this information might help you get going on understanding what is even important to pay attention to, because, like, I know that I didn't play a lot of group-based games, like team-based games, before playing Overwatch, so the idea of grouping up was not a thing that I thought about a lot, so I could see that being something for people like me, at least, that were like, okay, I didn't even think about just the concept of having 6 people versus 6 instead of having, like, 4 versus 6, and that the disadvantages that would exist there. So stuff like that, I guess, would be useful. And there's I think there's still a fair amount of people that would use it, that could actually use that information. Especially, I think, since, like, most people are in gold, right? That's, like, the most popular rank, gold or plat. And people in gold or plat don't understand that still. Like, even though maybe they understand that, maybe from watching, like, Overwatch League, that yes, having 6 people is great. Maybe they don't understand that, like, oh, if, you know, they're moving the payload and you only have 2 people, you should probably just group up and stuff like that. I'll just keep playing D.Va and see if these stats get more interesting. I'm never changing my skin, though. Because I guess on the flip side of things, I feel like none of this information would actually be useful for, say, a GM player or even a Masters player. Top 500 people also. It's not... It's information that you would already just be doing. I mean, you can already see me already having, like, good ideas of when ults are coming out. So maybe this just isn't really for a very experienced player. Which is, there's definitely value to having an overlay for people that aren't used to the game. Because the game doesn't explain stuff like that very well at all. Well, it doesn't. It just straight up doesn't explain it, so...
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Does they have a Junkrat Reaper Hammond, it looked like? It might fall. It'd be funny if you fell. Yep. I've never seen a Hammond actually make that jump. I'm pretty sure you can, but I have never seen one do it. Moira also gave it a shot. It failed. They have a Widow, okay. Junkrat. Genji. They even have it. Okay, they have a Symmetra too. Why didn't they use the Symmetra TP, or did somebody switch? That's really far back, Widow. Because the other thing I don't think it would... I'm not sure if it does tell you, because it would be hard to tell you in the moment, is if we had, for example, I mean, I'll try to point it out when it does happen. If we kill like 4 people on their team on defense here, it's in our advantage to just push forward and clean up. And I don't think it would always say that, but that would be good information. But I'm not sure if that's something you could actually like read within the moment. Interesting Genji ult. And higher.
Now I'll show them.
Does it say anything? No. Damage blocked. A little low this game. We did win that fight though.
I excited the enemy.
I don't want to lose our Moira. Our McCree died back here to a Junkrat. That means a Junkrat's back there.
Routing towards forward barrier.
They might hide on the other side of the shield.
Systems checked out.
Apparently not the Hammond. Playing this minefield to survive, maybe. Winston doesn't care though. At Junkrat, I mean, we can see that he has tire. Huh. So how much visual information is it taking if it says enemy Junkrat might have their ultimate? He 100% does have his ultimate. Watching kill cams is good information. Healers are dying early and yeah. I mean, see, that's another fault of like the limited information you have is our healers are dying early, but our healers are also playing like forward. So what can I do about that?
Bailing out. 짜증나.
Okay, we lost somebody early here. Gonna help our McCree. We definitely want to kill this guy because he's probably gonna ult soon, the Hammond. Also the Winston. We don't have any anti-ults, like counter ults for the Genji blade, so we should just lose. Especially since they got picks early there and we didn't. And nobody on our team is really grouping up, and we only have a Moira. I'd have to get that's a funny ult. Okay, so stats on Diva here. I died less. I got more limbs. And I blocked less damage?
Of the game.
What does this say? Yeah, and the other thing too is that some of this information is super relative because like weapon accuracy on Diva doesn't make a lot of sense, especially in weapon accuracy generally in Overwatch isn't the best information because you have unlimited ammo, so you don't have to worry too much. Obviously, you know, if you hit every shot, you're going to be killing things more efficiently, and that's useful. But like with Diva, you're shooting a lot. You're shooting like a lot of like poke damage, especially on like other heroes like projectile heroes. Imagine like Hanzo or Genji. You're always like spamming stuff just to try to get ultimate. So your weapon accuracy might be kind of low. I know that's one of the end cards. Like I think it's in there, right? But it's not always a really like a good like stat to look at. So the fact that it points it out isn't bad, but it's another thing where it's like it's not doing that curation for you to help you understand that like maybe like, okay, yeah, you shot a lot and missed a lot, but maybe you still won the game, and it's because you shot a lot and got your ult a lot as Genji, for example, which is the thing you want to do as Genji. So it's a little relative to the thing. Also, if you're in an Overwatch or in a like a quick play game and you're going against a bunch of like maybe small targets and you're Genji again, maybe it's gonna be hard to like hit anything, but you still won. I don't know, it's just tricky. But I guess it's not really about like whether or not you're winning. It seems to me more about you know, if you are improving yourself.
I will prove myself.
I just bought the golden Bridget weapon because I couldn't come up with anything else to buy. Because this is not my main account, and I just didn't know what to get. I got the somber one on here and Bridget. I couldn't decide because as I have like my favorites, and there's golden weapons that I don't really care about. Like, I don't know, like Reinhardt's I would never get, I don't think. Or Junkrat's, I don't play Junkrat. A lot of the guys in the game I just don't play, so. My soul? No, not soul healing, okay. I have a, okay. Crap, should've saved her. They're down one. I'd like to heal him. Can't, I needed a heal. Hold on. Overwatch. I failed to help Arana. Heal you, Junk. That's not a bad heal. Go in on him. Okay, I have ult. I know I didn't hit everybody, especially Arana, but save Arana here. He didn't put a shield up. Okay. We lost the point though, so I can't actually go back. Even though we killed two, can't do anything. Gotta wait. Play aggressively, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Visor. Oh, we lost somebody. We have a diva now. That'll help us play aggressively. Playing aggressively as Bridget is generally a good idea though. Okay. That is just a lot of ultimates. Okay, so I've died less, I guess, then? I don't know if the blue is it's up 55% compared to Bridget's at my rank. Let's see if he doesn't on me. I can't heal that guy. Yep. Best to group up here because we don't have the point and there's only two of us. If anybody dies here, we lose our last fight. I'm going to die here. That Genji has ult. There's our Ana, okay. I'd really like to ult here. I'm gonna ult.
Best round.
Okay, nobody touched it.
Shield holding.
Score.
Wait, what did hero recommendation have a right on your team to work with the Zarya? Yeah. I wonder if it knows. I mean, it knows I'm playing Bridget. Because I don't think. That'd be 3 tanks. Like if we. I mean, that's not bad with Ana.
I'm on
Let's
it.
do it. Let's follow Visor's advice and we'll switch to Reinhardt for our Zarya. I got the skin, so.
Ready for combat.
Five, four, three, two, one. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Oh, actually, now we don't have it on us, and now I would say it's not as good, but we'll give it a shot. Where's our Zarya? Okay. She already bubbled, so I can't go in. Doomfist is behind. Okay. Okay, yeah, here you definitely want to push up a bit. Oh, that's a little tricky. I'm gonna try to track here. Is his name Wolf? Yeah, it is. Reaper. We do have a bunch of tanks. I wonder if it'll say, like, get off of all of your tanks because they have a Reaper, but the Reaper hasn't done much yet. He killed our Zarya, though.
Kill the Mahol.
Damage, but yeah, I haven't blocked a lot of damage.
Fire at will.
There's our Grav with 2 people dead. But we do have the point, so it wasn't bad. But it looks like we're gonna lose. Can I get to the point before we lose? Dang it. I should just die here, no shattering. I don't know about that, Zenyatta. He's back there. Is that in the corner? Okay. I'm gonna die before I even can shield this meteor strike. He was low, apparently. Okay, I think we're even-ish? No, I don't think we are. That was funny. I don't think, I don't think I got beat drop. Yeah, our Zarya seems to be just like going in and finding the Reaper, which is tough to help her as Reinhardt. Because that's what it's telling me to do. We should really group up here. Okay, help healers. Yeah, our Zen's probably getting killed. Use your orb, Zen. I mean, these are all generally good things to do. Watch enemy Moira, yeah. But sometimes it's hard because it's a team game. So, like, you know, if your team isn't killing the Moira and just letting her do whatever she wants to do, she is going to be an issue. Oh, I just shot that through us all. There, I'll shatter her. Okay, this Genji's gonna have ult soon. I'm just gonna shield for now because I don't think I can really go in on any of that. Okay. Yeah, we just don't have the healers for Reinhardt, and also we don't have a Zarya anymore. We have a Roadhog now. We probably just need... I have no idea. Better teammates, I think, is the need. Healers are dying early in 80% of the team fights. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I don't know. That's just, it's hard, information that it's hard to tell what you can do with it.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Now, does it tell me Reinhardt information?
My will.
Does it just go with whoever you played the most? Because I definitely played Reinhardt. Interesting. Yeah, one of the tips should definitely be just have better, just like be lucky and have better teammates. I don't think. I mean, I mean, that's a joke, but like I was saying before, it's sometimes that is the actual tip is you just have people that don't really know how to outplay the enemy team, so it's hard in terms of winning. But like I was also talking about even earlier, is that this app seems more about a self-improvement than actually trying to win the games, which is definitely an important thing. I don't know what to play now. Another kind of cool thing would be if it understood. That would be hard though, because it would be more about. I like the idea of a feeder tip. That would be funny if it knew more. But I was gonna say it seems like it'd be kind of interesting if it knew a little bit more about the meta and shifted, especially since it does pull information about people from the same rank. It'd be kind of like this team comp here. We have a Orisa for the Torb. We have a long range character that's pretty weak with Widow or McCree. We have a healer that it's hard, like, you know, she has to hit every shot. So technically, like in this comp, I could go Mercy. I could go a self-healing character like Roadhog to help our solo healing Ana, which I'm gonna do. It'd be kind of neat if it told you like, hey, maybe you should try Roadhog or something, because that would be a pick that would help our team better than, let's say, I picked Widowmaker. If I picked Widowmaker in this team, we have probably lower chances of winning unless I'm like really good at Widowmaker or something. And if it does take from visual information, I feel like it would be able to see the hero portraits because it obviously knows who you pick. So maybe that's maybe that's coming in the future. I guess it is beta. But that kind of information I think would actually be really useful, because a lot of people have no idea like what they should really pick. They might have like a big hero pool, but they don't know what is actually useful. Roadhog was especially good in this case because they have an Orisa, so I can break the shield. Because we have a hit scan hero that needs to have no shield so he can actually deal damage. So this is still really tough with the lower frame rate. I'm very eagerly awaiting the full screen option. I guess I didn't even try it with full screen. I assume it just straight up doesn't work, though. I could give it a shot, I guess. Here I would say probably help our Orisa, because she's kind of alone. But we should really get on the cart, because now they're down one. So going into the... Ooh, thanks for the bits, Apple. Hopefully that showed up on the stream. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. I have it fixed. So I think on our other streams, like, bits and stuff don't show up, so hopefully... Maybe I fixed that. Lucio's behind us. The input lag in Windowed is definitely real though. Okay, so we're down 2. They're down 2. They were down 3. this Orisa ult was not very good, but you know, that hook was really good. What do we have? We use Nano. They have. What do they use EMP here? Interesting EMP by their song. We do need to help our Ana though. So I don't want her to die. We do have a Mercy, but always help your Ana. Well, I failed to help our healers, but you know, I tried. I think we're still gonna win this. He tried to ult, that's funny. Okay, so they used EMP, they have a Hanzo now, they have a Widow as well. There's 2 down right now, so like right now, if we had a little bit more mobile of a team, we do though, kind of, with the Doomfist, we should kind of push in a little bit. Oh, Mercy died, that's unfortunate. Now we probably back up, but you know, a good tip there would be to just push up a little bit because we shouldn't really be fighting on the cart. If you fight on the cart, there's the potential that they could start moving it with time. It's better to fight in front of it. Obviously your team can't always do that coordinatedly, I guess. That's not a word, but together. But if you're something like Roadhog, as long as you're not feeding too much ult charge, you could just stand in front of it and try to, you know, make some space. She might sleep me. Like here, I could ult, but I'm dead. Our Mercy ulted. She might res me. We're down 2, but they're down 1. Down 2 as well. Now we're even. See, I feel like I don't know how fast it can understand the information because there we were even. If our Mercy hadn't died and our Orisa hadn't died, technically that wouldn't be a bad fight to take because we were even, so it's still doable. But it didn't say anything about that. So I feel like I'm finding a little bit more gaps, but I guess I don't know the scope of this overlay. It seems very much about basic information. Enemy Lucio's died 3 times to your McCree. So I guess it's saying our McCree is able to kill something useful. Oh, that's just a bunch of things. Okay, prioritize ult use. Yeah. Sometimes these tips show up a little late in a way that I'm not sure. I don't know, I or healed there, but I'm not sure how useful they are. Wasn't there? No, he died. She died. Another amazing heal. Mercy? See, like right here, this isn't too bad. I mean, they do have a Widowmaker, but I'm Roadhog. I can pretty safely be up here as long as I don't get walled in by the Mei. And that would be part of playing aggressively, but obviously I don't know how much information it takes into account, because if I was the McCree and it said play aggressively, that wouldn't be very intelligent because they have snipers, so I could just instantly die, especially since McCree is really easy to hit. Okay, so here I should die in the cart. I'm probably not going to make it to the cart. Help Doomfist. That's an interesting one, help Doomfist. It gets such a... I guess when it says help, that's so vague because like helping Doomfist, like how do I do that? I mean, I guess if the Doomfist goes in on something and it's a little too much, like he goes maybe in on like the Hanzo that he keeps killing, but there's a Roadhog next to him. Maybe I try to hook the Roadhog to help him not hook our Doomfist, but that's pretty advanced. I feel like that's kind of too advanced for somebody to understand. So I'm not sure. Just saying help the Doomfist is the best information. Maybe if I'm a tank, it should say, you know, try to protect your Doomfist. Maybe healer, heal your Doomfist. Keep him alive. Which I guess maybe is implied with help, but... I think maybe it could be a little bit more descriptive. we talk? Can we talk about that hook? Why did it break? I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Help Mercy. Help Mercy should just be on there all the time. Should just be on Jeff Kaplan's desktop. She's ulting. People are low. She just killed 2 though. I shouldn't ult. Where'd she go? Oh, she died. Enemy Hanzo might have his ult. That's sort of good information. She's gonna ult from far away so she doesn't bash me? Okay. Yeah, more people do need help than Mercy. This is right after it told me to use my ult. Yeah, I only ulted because the Ana nanoed me. I want to see. I won't break the way of the game, but I do want to see the stats thing. Okay, we'll look here. Okay, I really do like this part of it though, for me at least, because I really like. Okay, weapon accuracy as Roadhog is whatever. Like I mean, I guess I missed a lot of shots, but I don't know, we won. But this, like the team fights, like just I think even just contextualizing it as I don't understand how it functions when you switch, because it doesn't seem like it shows the other hero you played. But I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like, because that other game I played Reinhardt and Bridget and I only had Bridget information. So we'll see. Maybe I'll try it again. I'll switch in this match. But I like how it like contextualizes the team fights, because essentially that's a lot of what Overwatch is about, is these individual team fights. In a perfect world, people would only have team fights, right? Like, or get picks and just like, easily clean up. So I like that it, like, if you didn't know much about the game, you could look at this and be like, okay, apparently these are important if it's showing me these. And we won the game because we won some pretty important team fights. Like, there was 2 here, yes, we lost them, but we won the last one. I'm not sure if that actually correlates to the like final part of the game there, but I think just having this information and letting you know visually that this is sort of what an Overwatch game looks like, that's not something the game does, so that's cool. We will play another tank, I guess. Let's start with Roadhog. And then maybe we'll switch to like D.Va or something to see if it shows that information. I'm starting with Roadhog because we have an Orisa, and she can do her right-click halt, and that'll help me hook things, especially since it's hard to hook with this frame rate, so maybe I'll do better. Another thing that maybe Visor could tell you, hey, you have an Orisa on your team, potentially. Maybe go with Roadhog if you want to tank. Or go with something that's pretty weak, like McCree. He's pretty weak in terms of, like, he doesn't have like a self-heal or anything. So, but he'll have an Orisa shield the entire time. So if you wanted to play DPS, McCree's not a bad pick versus if we had a Winston and a D.Va.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink the coffee. Always tasted like boiled dirt. Hold up now.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be kind of interesting, because that's something that, like I was saying, I just don't think a lot of people think about very often. I think it was like Emong that had a really good like clip that was talking about like, like if you're switching to Soldier or McCree to kill the Pharah, that's maybe great, but sometimes that can be a bad choice, because if you switch to McCree to kill the Pharah but you have no shields, you're just going to die over and over as McCree, and you're going to require a ton of healing, and maybe that'll make your team lose regardless of the Pharah. Maybe you just go something that can deal with the Pharah vaguely, or maybe just kill her team before the Pharah is even an issue. That's, again, really advanced, but just a light tip of, like, maybe don't pick McCree because you don't have a shield isn't a bad tip to give. They lost 2 people? Oh, no, they lost a person. That's Lucio. Comparing to my own Roadhog ever. So that, okay, so it looks like the thing on the left there when I press tab, like right now, that changes based on either, I don't know what it changes based on, but it changes from either Roadhogs from a similar rank or me, myself. I guess we're just gonna cap it. They don't really have a healer. They don't have big healers. They have a Lucio. I don't know why our Mercy was up there, but, you know. This is so hard to play in Borderless. It's like, it's almost like I'm playing like every hero I play is Projectile or something. Yeah, I guess. This Lucio is cursing our team. She killed herself. Orisa v Orisa fights are so boring. Isn't there? Yeah, there's over there. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was a nice sleep. I don't know if I would have killed him otherwise. Because Lucio can get away sometimes, especially if he boops you when you hook him. No, I wanted to save our Widow. I feel like this Pharah is gonna ult. Okay, she died. I don't know if you want to say that, Widowmaker. She's right here. She might not heal you. Reaper. I think maybe you should be using Visor. This Pharah is 100% gonna ult. Okay, got her. Overwatch is a good game, standard case. Sometimes. Help our Reaper with that. Do we not have a healer anymore? Or maybe they're dead. I'm sure they're dead. I can't. This is so hard. Widowmaker, you can do it. There you go. Well played, Widow. Help! We should be helping our Widowmaker. Our Reaper's so brave. Yeah, I don't think we can move it anymore. When is this Pharah gonna ult? She's waiting for the play of the game. Lucy's back here still. Get him, Ana. There's the Pharah ult. I found her. Oh, Ana. Why were you healing her, Ana? Oh yeah, I said I was gonna switch. Let me switch. I know I have ult, but... Let's play Hammond. Hammond on weird frame rate, let's go. Oh jeez. Oh, it does tell you, right there. Unless... Is this having a Roadhog with an ally Orisa? I don't know. I didn't say that earlier, but our Mercy is dead. Their Ana is dead, so we're even. And this soldier is going to ult. Time to get out of here. Can't help you, Anna. Okay, look. I'm actually just gonna switch again for the soldier. Because sometimes you have to switch like that. They have a soldier now. I mean, I guess I knew they had a soldier, but D.Va's better against soldier. That's another tip that maybe Visor could give. If there's a soldier that's particularly annoying, especially with Ana, or not with Ana, with, well, also Ana, but Widowmaker, D.Va's a good pick because she could just eat those shots. Deny him like a lot of ult charge and then potentially eat a lot of his ult so that your teammates can get out of the way. If I can kill her. Save her Orisa here. Okay. I'm just perpetually asleep. There's not much I can do with that ult. Enemy Widow has died 3 times through Widow, yeah. Should really be going up here, but I just don't have much health. Can't hit asleep on me now. I know our Mercy's dying, but we should just be dying here. We're not gonna push it. Our Reaper ulted, and the kill feed tells me he got nobody. What is the stream title meeting? We're testing this overlay. This isn't usually in Overwatch. It's a separate program. It's called Visor, and it just goes over your game and tells you information based on the stats in the game. It's funny because the Widow is not really an issue. You gotta stay out of his shield. And I agree. Okay, somebody kill me. She nanoed him. Honestly, died 3 times the soldier. Yeah, I mean, she was right. She pushed up beyond our shield and died. So, there's not much I could do. Also, our healers are shooting, so... Widow's dead. Okay, she got healed, cool. I like how this Lucio is distracting all of us. Can we do something for once? Interesting Lucio ult. That Reaper got ulted. He killed 2. You can push it a little bit. Okay, that soldier's behind us. I'm just gonna move this, and then I'm gonna back up so we can have one more fight. I'm in mech. Okay, we got the Orisa. See, like, yeah, like, okay, our Mercy died, but why she wasn't? Why is she over there? I can't kill her. Yeah, here's the overlay. So it tells you things like your averages for deaths, eliminations, sometimes healing if you're a healer, like damage blocked and stuff, and then it also tells you tips. So like here it says like help healers, help Widow, support your own Widow. That's kind of funny, support your own Widow, but then also help her. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to check out the Visor thing, Trincolo, because some people were worried that maybe Yeah, the dialogues are weird. That some people worry that maybe that's like unfair. That it tells you stuff like the Junkrat has ult or something, and maybe that's not okay for a program to tell you when it's like learned game knowledge. It's a skill in the game to understand like tracking ultimates. So that's kind of what I wanted to test. It doesn't seem like it's super unfair. I really don't think it's very unfair, but I guess that's sort of up to maybe what skill level you're at, because knowing that the Pharah has ult, if you were lower ranked or something, or less experienced with the game at least, that would be probably better information. Let's open this loot box. But otherwise, I don't know if the information is that useful. It's hard though, because I don't know if they can crack down, because it's an overlay. Because like the Discord thing is an overlay. Look, we got the Sombra skin. The Discord has an overlay. I'm not using it, but I don't know if they can even like know that an overlay exists. But I assume maybe they can. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really tough. It's really hard for me to see if it's really that powerful or of a tool, especially when you don't actually get the information about ults very often. I feel like maybe it doesn't tell you very often because it's not very confident if it knows that say the Pharah has ult. Warden scans. Okay, yeah. I guess there's stuff like in World of Warcraft that could be scanned that way. So I guess there's that. But I just don't know if it's actually. I think it's useful, but I don't know if it's too useful. And I think that honestly, in some ways, it's almost sort of counterproductive to learning the game. I don't know, I guess in a way that, at least for the way I learned it, I guess everybody learns differently. But you'd have to extrapolate a lot of information based on what it tells you. Yeah, but it probably does help people who are new to the game. But even then, I still don't know how much it would help you. Can I actually look at my last match? Yes, looks like you can just look at your last match. Also, I did switch, and it is only showing me Roadhog, the character I played the most. So there's that too. But in terms of just like getting better yourself, I think maybe it could improve your game, I guess. Yeah, that's like what Apple's saying, is she said that she just wishes the game had better tutorials, and it really should. Like there's simple things that even Visor's doing that the game doesn't do, and so that's why I feel like I'm a little bit more positive on it, because there are stuff where it's like, okay, your healers do keep dying, just the fact like that your healers are dying a lot, even if it's because your healers are maybe playing aggressively or something, or like our Mercy in that last match, who was kind of playing maybe stupidly. It's something you should probably pay attention to. It's like, just as a broad thing, pay attention to where your Mercy is, because it's kind of rare for a Mercy to do that, right? So if you notice that, if you just have that tip that says watch your healers, when the Winston jumps in, maybe you do need to turn around and help your Mercy. That's something that like it helps you. It's another kind of like tool in your list of things to sort of help you in getting better at the game, especially in competitive. But yeah, I think maybe I think there still is the non-real-time version of Visor. I'm not 100% sure. So Visor, I was saying this earlier in the stream, they have a program too where you can like submit a VOD review or a VOD, which is just like a recording of your gameplay, and it will use I think a similar system to tell you, I think, similar information, maybe even better information based on just like that video. I don't know if a person actually ever touches it, but that might be more useful than actually real-time information, especially since I think there's already a lot going on visually in the game. It might be hard for people to be able to like read that their Widow killed 3 people, so you should help her, but then also you should help her because she's dying. It's kind of conflicting information and confusing, and it might be like kind of an overload for people that are newer to the game. So I don't know. I'm like really kind of mixed on the overlay, but it is in beta, so maybe they'll like clean up the dialogue for it or the text. But so for now, I'm not sure. Thank you for the follow. Can I see? Is it the person? No, this thing didn't update. Whoever followed, thank you. I can't quite see it on my little preview because I'm playing in this thing in windowed. But thanks for the follow. But yeah, so I guess that was the Visor overlay. I think it's interesting, but I'm not sure. Did I start a new account for this? No, I did not start a new account. This is my alt account. I think it's an interesting overlay, and you might want to use it if you want to learn a few things, but No, I'm silver border and level 8, so it's like I'm level like 608, I guess. So yeah, so you might want to check it out. It is an open beta. It's completely free. I think the website's like visor.gg. If you want to try it out, it's maybe worth giving a shot. It doesn't really hurt anything. You do have to play in borderless windowed or windowed, I think. You can't play in full screen. So, but that's supposedly coming soon. But it should. I think there are definitely parts about it. If you really go into it with like an open mind and really try to, like I said, extrapolate from the things it tells you, you might be able to learn a lot of things from the app. But yeah. So like the person did earlier, if you should really follow us on Blizzard Watch, because we're going to be doing a bunch more streaming. I think Apple will have a stream this Sunday Saturday of like an early morning stream, but we'll be streaming throughout the week. Maybe we'll return to more Visor stuff. I don't know. Maybe when the full screen comes, I'll try it out, because I feel like I play a lot better with my proper frame rate and stuff. And maybe we'll also, actually, I'm also totally planning on doing some streams for like learning some heroes in competitive soon. So, but you should definitely follow us. If you haven't already looked at the Patreon, which is, let me see if I can type this now, but you should check out the Patreon, because the Patreon has exclusive stuff for the website. There's stuff like early access to the podcast. There's also exclusive Discord channels. So if you want to talk to us there, you can do that. And it's all just on the Patreon if you want to learn more about that. And it helps us a bunch too. It helps us even like with the written stuff on the site, and then also just future streams. You can also subscribe. That also totally supports us, and it does the thing that I think subscribing also does the thing that following does too, which lets you know when we're actually streaming. You get access to the emote. We're gonna have a bunch of more emotes in the future, and you also, it's tied to the Discord channel, so hopefully we can link the Discord in here. The Discord channel has like the emote there too, and you'll also be marked as a subscriber there, so that's pretty cool. And also, yeah, and then there's our Twitter account, which we announce when we're streaming there, if you want to know when we're streaming next, and it has links to all our stories too, because we write a lot about Overwatch and World of Warcraft and all other Blizzard games if you're interested. But yeah, so yeah, there's the Discord server link in the chat. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and hopefully we learned a little something about like playing Overwatch and whether or not this visor thing is actually useful. But yeah, so we'll see you next time. Bye.